I am going live now. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is 11:56, and by everyone I mean the viewer that says "oh" with the O in the thumbs up as well. There's person O and thumbs O. I'm not sure what O means. Oh, I think it just means zero. Oh, that O changed into a one. So we got one person here. Hello Sherry, how's it going? Long time no talk. What's crack-a-lackin'? Decided to do a quick impromptu stream. Oh hey, how's it going? Decided to do a quick impromptu stream. Because why not? Uh, it's 11:57. I am currently 26 years old. But in a few minutes, I will be 27. Yeah, I just decided to do a quick birthday stream thing. Yeah. How's your day, guys? What's new? What are you guys up to? Ah, thanks, Mini Passila. Yeah, it's cool seeing you around. You've been following me and subscribed to me for a while, and I really appreciate the support. It's always nice to see some faces whenever I do these things. I'm always expecting it to be kind of like empty, but it's nice. I should do more of these streams. I'm actually getting into Geoguesser, so I was thinking about doing some Geoguesser live streams or that kind of thing. Might be fun. Never know. Uh, how does it feel to be old? Well, I'm not old yet, but I'll be finding out in a few minutes. So that's the goal there. Thanks, Ortherner. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm not old. So far I'm enjoying the last few minutes of my late mid 20s. Yeah, my late mid 20s. Um, yeah, it's good. It's just chilling like a villain, as they say. But yeah, so far I feel pretty new because I feel like mid 20s is still like you're pretty young, but when you're in your late 20s, then it's completely over. But thankfully, I've got another 45 to 40 seconds left of me being young. So I'm gonna make the most of it before I turn into a corpse. It's gonna be great. Um, yeah. Hey Shahid, how's it going? But yeah, just chilling. Uh, Sherry says I'm 27. I'm 25. Not 27. That'd be completely Joe Over. I'm 25. It's Joe Over for me. Well, I wish I was 25. Being 25, I remember being 25. You're like a little newborn chicklet coming out of the egg. It's a few seconds left before you're officially old. Oh, it's 12. Hey guys, it's me. I'm old. I'm 27. Yeah, I feel much older now. Like I just felt like a spiritual click inside of me. Like it's not like when I was 26, I just felt everything was just the same. I didn't feel any progression at all. And now that I'm 27, I feel like my skin is getting wrinkly and everything is getting more and more. My skin cells are aging rapidly. My eyesight's deteriorating. It's over, guys. It's over. Uh, Quincy, how's it going? Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement given. Um, what country are you from? I'm from Canada. Yeah, I live in Ottawa, Canada. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I remember random story. I remember I was in LA not too long ago, and well, yeah, we were talking to this one LA native, and we were talking about the fact that we're from Canada, and most people from our group were from Toronto, by the way, which is the capital, or not the biggest city of Canada. Yeah, I keep getting notifications. Um, and we're like, oh, like most of us are from Toronto, and he's like, oh, where's that? He doesn't even know where, and he doesn't. So he didn't even know where Toronto was in Canada, which is crazy. But Canada, in the grand scheme of things, is not really. While it is really big, it's not really a very populous country. So it would make sense why that guy didn't know. You're 40 years. When you say 40, are you saying you're 40 years old? Your country is Pakistan. Maybe you know what I'll do. I'm gonna turn off my little notification sounds here. Oh, hey, hello, Hedgehog. Long time no talk. Kendrick or Drake? Well, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would say from the rap battles, I think Kendrick clearly smoked Drake. Um, but I mean, Drake is the representative of Canada, the de facto prime minister, as you could say. Of Toronto. Uh, so it's kind of tough, but I would still say Kendrick because Drake just did not do a very convincing performance. I gotta say. Uh, it's been 84 years, man. I gotta do these live streams more often. I gotta just do these live streams so I could just like do whatever, just like wash dishes or whatever, and then you guys just like talk. You like Muslim? Um, yeah, I think their religion is cool. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys just talk it out for a bit. I want to be, I'm gonna be just like watching you guys talk. I wonder if there's a way to just like sit back and then let you guys do the live stream instead. That'd be fun. Chloe live. What countries have you visited, Chloe? I've visited a decent amount of. I've been fortunate to visit a decent amount of countries. The U.S., Mexico, Peru. I'm actually wearing a Peru shirt right here. Machu Picchu. I went there when I was a teenager. Uh, some countries in Europe. Yeah, I've been all over the place. All right. Got some mosquitoes at my parents' house. See, it's a mosquito flying. Gonna live stream the mosquito. Yeah, Peru. I remember I had a good time in Peru. I was there. My wallet actually. I have my wallet. It's like a souvenir wallet that I got from Peru. It's like one of those wallets that cost a few dollars back in the day, and I still have it. That is my wallet. It's just a souvenir wallet from Cusco in Peru, and like it's unironically like very base. Like it's like it's ripped multiple times, and I just kept having to sew it back. Um, but it's like, and it's just objectively not like a really good wallet, but it's something about the aesthetic, something about the fact that like some, poor Peruvian like couple how to probably make it or something and sell it. And like I don't know, just like the material itself is just and like the designs are just so interesting to me. And like you can just feel a lot of the humanity in it. And like I don't know, I just like it resonates with me. And I can't like after having this wallet, I don't think I can transition to like a normal black wallet anymore. Like I just have this cool, unique wallet with like some history. If I had it, actually, I would. It's upstairs, pretty far. I would show it to you guys. Don't get malaria, please, Chloe. I'll try my best. I don't know. Is it contagious? Oh, I use Mac OS for my operating system. I thought you'd never ask. Finally, that was the right question. That was the right question. Mac OS, it is. I used Windows as a kid, but in university I was forced to get a Mac, basically forced, for one of my courses. So I decided to get a Mac, and yeah, I've been in love with it ever since. Yeah, I think Windows is fine. I have nothing against Windows. I just think that Mac is aesthetically more pleasing. Um, and like Mac, Mac has its own issues. I'm not oblivious to them. Like, and the actual computer itself costs way more than a Windows laptop. There's like certain barriers to entry, um, uh, and it's more. It's just it's kind of a more unique aesthetic. Um, Whereas Windows, like I feel like everyone's just used to the Windows aesthetic. Maybe it's just a bias, but I feel like Windows might be more applicable to like most users in the world. I don't know, but I just like for me, I just value the subtleties that the Mac, or what like the Mac has, especially the Mac OS system. I just find a lot of things are like weirdly intuitive in a way that I can't really explain, where Windows isn't. Uh, yeah, Mac is worth it though. If you can afford it, like a lot of people, a lot of people just don't have the $3,500 to dish out for Mac. And that's completely reasonable. You just go to Windows. But if you can afford it, I would definitely go Mac. If you're trying to game, I would not go Mac. Typically, Mac aren't good for gaming, for games. Um, yeah, Linux. I've had some Linux experience. Linux is it's like good in that you can do like pretty much anything you want, which is great. But it's also I find that like it lacks, in the visual aesthetic, in its aesthetic and its presentation. Uh, it's like worse in Mac, definitely. And I find like those things that are overlooked in Linux kind of make it inferior in a lot of ways to me personally, as a Mac user, especially since I don't really like. I like to make. I'm not like I code. I do like a lot of coding and like media production, that kind of thing. And like the coding that I do is on Xcode. It's making Mac apps. But I bet if I were making any other apps, maybe like Linux would be better. I actually have like I don't really know what Linux is exactly better for, to be honest. Like I'm not sure and for what exact use case it's better. Never really looked into it that deeply, but yeah, I don't know how Linux works, and I'm at this point I'm too afraid to ask. Yeah, I think like a bunch of, I think the vibe is that a lot of like these Linux nerds are gonna come out and then start to like start like start like crowding you and start like explaining to you what Linux is, and like, oh, like you don't know like how the Linux kernel works. Then you ask what a kernel is, they're like, oh, they're like, what the. But like really, like Linux is just like all these operating systems are just ways of, are ways of using or just like the fundamental aspect of like using a computer. They're like different frameworks, and like not like one is not necessarily better than the other. I find like it's more like a stylistic thing. It's more of just like an aesthetic. Linux surprisingly good at gaming now since the Steam Deck runs Linux and the Proton compatibility layer is incredible. I'll just buy games and play them like on Windows. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool. If like so now like Linux and Windows can like play these games, but Mac still has a lot of trouble with games as I'm aware. So I mean, Mac's behind the curve. Mac has to catch up. Hello zebra cakes. What's crack lacking? And Linus doesn't like monitors with different screen refresh rates. Yeah, I mean you got to be pretty particular. Got to be pretty deep in that world. Hi, Dino Vlogs. What's going on? People who like privacy will get Linux. I thought that was a Mac specialty, privacy. I thought that's what they were all about. But I'm pretty sure Linux is also. I mean, I'm not sure where Linux stands in that, to be honest. What are your birthday plans, Chloe? Uh, well, I came to my parents' place, to my family's house, and I'm just gonna chill here for most of the day tomorrow. Then come back to my place, my little apartment, and invite some friends over. And the night like that, something chill. I think that'd be fun. It's open source, meaning you can verify that it's actually secure and private. Oh, that's true. That's true. Whereas Mac OS, Apple only claims that Mac OS is secure and private. Right. That's cool. Yeah, that's true, actually. That's true. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, do you think that Linux at some point will become the dominant OS? Because, I mean, so you guys are saying that Linux is now like basically as good as Windows for gaming. Like it's improved a lot. It's open source, so you can actually see that it's private, um, and it's free, right? So you guys foresee Linux being the dominant OS in the future? Probably not the best for content creation, but if they adjusted it, if they made it better through time. Yeah, but like 50 years from now, 50 years, you never know. Linux is a dominant operating system on servers, but for desktops, I don't know. Microsoft are too anti-competitive and have their claws in deep in workspaces and schools. If Windows phones made a comeback, I'm buying one right now. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care who judges me. I'm a Windows phone user all the way. Yeah, that's the vibe. I kind of go with the flow. Kind of go with the flow with you guys. Whatever's the topic of the conversation, we will talk about. We will talk about. I mean, my body's decaying right now as we speak because I'm 27 now and I feel my bones like turning to sand. So eventually, my whole body's just gonna become jello. Slowly but surely. So might as well talk about operating systems. It's fun. Learn something new every day. Linux has gotten a lot better, so in 50 years, it could potentially be even better than Windows bloat. Yeah, that'd be the goal. I mean, like Windows, I mean, yeah, like Apple, I find is pretty good because it doesn't have a lot of bloat. Um, but like weirdly enough, because I spent the last year like seriously developing Apple software with my two apps, SoundPace and PaceKit on cloytools.com. Quick little shout out. And I've just encountered a lot of issues or a lot of limitations, weird limitations in the APIs that I'm kind of like, oh, really? Like you can't do that, and like weird bugs that like I was surprised like were there. Like for example, for PaceKit, the module that actually lets the videos play back in your app. So it's like a little QuickTime screen in your app. When I exported the build, it was fine, but then when I uploaded it to the App Store and then it was published, it instantly crashed when you try to play the video. And I was reading about it, and then turns out that you have to explicitly import that as a framework in this other section um, in this like, and you have to like explicitly label it, even though like the compiler should do that automatically. Anyways, so there's like little things that you're like, oh, like there's like little bugs and errors about these like kind of like common frameworks that just happen. Um, but like I don't really blame Apple because they're like a huge organization with so many with their hands in so many um, different like uh, places. Like they're making so many different products, and it doesn't like I don't blame them that these things happen and slip past them. But it's like you know, um, thing with Linux is that there's not just one Linux, but it's like an ecosystem of modular parts where you can uninstall the entire window manager and install a different one if you want. When people say Linux is this or Linux is that, it's kind of hard to make generalizations like that. Yeah, so I mean, I know there's like different Linux like operating systems. Like there's Fedora, right? There's Debian. So those all these like Linux kernels, but is it like just a fork? Is it just like a clone of like the main of like some Linux repo, and then people made big adjustments? Which like what makes a Linux OS a Linux OS? You know what I mean? Or if that's even what you know? Yeah, I don't even know. Another thing is Apple's ecosystem is very closed compared to Windows or Linux. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's very closed. I mean, like there's an advantage to that in that um, like developers and like Apple engineers are very like they there's like a more close vetting of the code. I find, um, and there's more consistency. I would think, um, maybe I don't know, but the disadvantage is obviously that people don't know what they're writing. Yeah, to be honest, guys, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I don't know enough about OSs in the distinct distinctions between all of them. Uh, these just distros all ship basically the same Linux kernel, plus a bunch of different pre-installed stuff, and different communities use different package managers with different philosophies. Okay, so it's the same for all these for all these Linux OSs. It's the same Linux kernel, but there's a bunch of different pre-installed like programs and like maybe like layouts of things, and different package managers of different philosophies. So I know there's a package manager apt-get for Linux. Like when you do sudo apt-get, you can install certain programs. So is is the package management process different? Yeah, I feel like people that don't really know much about OSs or operating systems aren't like super into this conversation. Um, yeah, yeah, but good to know. Good to know. First 20 minutes of this conversation, operating systems. We all learned a thing or two. Um, yeah. So my full time thing is I have a 9 to 5 job, and then where I do coding, and then on the side in the past year, in my free time, basically like most of my free time, I would just work on these two apps called SoundPace and PaceKit, um, which are these apps that basically allows people that that if you use like Final Cut or Premiere or like make videos or make music or anything, it allows you to take like audio from like anywhere and like copy instantly without needing to create a file, then copy that file over or anything like that. So it's like super simple. So it's like you play the sound, you press your keystroke, and then you keep playing the sound. You press the keystroke again to stop recording. You go to Final Cut or FL Studio or Ableton or Premiere, and then you just do Command V, and then it just pastes right in. So that was the underlying idea, just to like make it people more productive doing that kind of stuff. Um, and like it helped me legitimately, and like a lot of my other content creator friends are like actively using it right now. Um, right now, I'm facing the the worst problem ever, which is marketing. Like I cannot stand. Like I don't know how to do the marketing for it, and it's like really bugging me because it's like I thought like, oh, you could just you just have a really good idea. You spend a lot of time, you implement it, and then after you implement it, people are gonna people are gonna buy it, and people are gonna know about it, and people are gonna talk about it. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. You gotta when you make something, even if it's good. I don't know. Like I think it's good. It might not be objectively as good as I think it is, because people have different perceptions of certain things that are dictated by how well the marketing works on the person, kind of thing. My marketing strategy is like not great right now because I'm just kind of getting new, and I'm also I don't know. I don't want to like bombard people with marketing either. It's not really my style, but yeah, it's a whole new thing I gotta learn. Um, I need to properly I need to get properly started on my projects. Coding full time at work. Where does that my enthusiasm go though? Yeah, yeah, it's tiring. It's really tiring. It's yeah. Yeah, the thing is, like, you gotta just be kind of dumb. I find you gotta be like, you gotta convince yourself that if you make this thing, whatever you were making, that you were gonna make $1 million the moment you make it. You know, you just gotta like have this dumb belief in it. Just like, oh yeah, like I make this little plug-in internal tool, put on the internet, I make $1 million, and that let that be your motivation. And then if you actually like believe in that, like if you actually believe in that, if you actually someone told you you're gonna get $1 million if you spend a year of your life doing that, even if you have like the 9 to 5, you're gonna go at it, right? Like you're gonna really go at it. So you gotta really kind of really believe in what you're doing. Um, if you want to be friends with a girl, tell me what to do. Just I don't know, just talk to them. Just talk to them. Just be friendly, I guess. Um, what language do people use for app development and stuff in Xcode these days? Swift. Yep, Swift and Objective C. Those are the ones. I don't use Objective C, but apparently still a requirement for a lot of places that are that are employing if you actually want to get a job. But yeah, just Swift basically. Um, and then there's some uh, I think C. There's a little bit of C. at some point sometimes. I don't know. If I make this app, everyone will love me. Exactly. Yes. Even Obama will love you. Obama will personally come over to your place and give you a cookie. So you gotta just make up a story to tell yourself. Um, because worst case, you're just kind of slightly delusional, but then you make this crazy thing, and it's like epic. You know, think it's pretty cool. But yeah, software. Yeah, I got this cool shirt from for PasteKit and SoundPaste, and it's basically just uh, like on the back side of the shirt it says PasteKit, and then there's a QR code, and the QR code is uh, like the entire back. So when I was at in LA at VidCon, I was walking around with that shirt, and people were like scanning my shirt. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, cool. Actually, yeah, I'll challenge myself to make progress by your next live. Yeah, that'll be cool. What thing are you building? Do you have anything in mind for it yet? But yeah, yeah, it's making an app is really fun. It's a huge journey. You always like I literally thought I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna take maybe like a month and a half, 2 months tops. It took me almost a year just to like build it, fix all the bugs, and all obviously some media creation, a little bit of marketing and all that kind of stuff. But usually things take way more time than you think they're gonna take. Um, but then I was watching this like documentary. This one guy who's like talking about his company, a successful company, and he's like, yeah, like it took if you spend a year doing something with like like a very like a lot of effort, like a very concerted amount of effort, like you will be able to get a lot done. But imagine you do that for 10 years. Like multiply the progress you get in 1 year by 10. So it's like made me realize a lot of these things are kind of like a marathon, not a sprint. So you got to be consistent. You got to like put in the work, but you also shouldn't stress if things aren't like working out like right away, kind of thing. And that a lot of the time it is a marathon. A lot of these things are marathon and they're a journey. So um, I have never actually used Swift, but I'm a huge fan of the language design. Evaluate semantics rocks. Chris Latner is a really cool guy. Yeah, I really like Swift. I really like Swift. It's like I yeah. Swift is like really cool. There's a lot of like interesting patterns that I wish like other languages had. Um, it's like very flexible, I find, um, and it makes sense in the way it's organized. Yeah, I have a specific idea, like a to-do list, but like a skill tree. Because when I want to do something, I'm always like, but I need to do this and this before I can start with this. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Like a to-do list, but like a skill tree. So yeah, so you can do that for multiple topics, and then it'd be cool because if there's multiple things you want to do, you can like map out like all the precursor steps, and if there's multiple things you want to do, and then you notice that all these multiple things have this one thing in common that you need to overcome, then you'll be way more motivated to like do this precursor thing. Um, right? So if you have like a bunch of different things and like they all connect to like, one thing, you'll actually be able to identify like, oh, what is this one thing that I need to actually do? And I think that's good too as well because a lot of the time when you're like trying to do a when you're trying to like figure out a goal, all the time people are like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like I don't know what's a goal. Oh, like I'll start a whole dry cleaning business. That's my goal to start a dry cleaning business. But then like people don't really lay out the steps involved in that, and like just like breaking down the steps makes it so much more manageable. And especially if you have like multiple goals, which a lot of the time people do. People have like multiple things going on at the same time. Like something like that would be really useful. Yeah, no, I really like that idea. I envision it almost like a kind of like a UML diagram in a way. Um, yeah, no, that's cool. It's a cool idea. I like that. Yeah, yeah. Then maybe like you can use some artificial intelligence to like figure out like the best things to do as well. Like you can like item like you can kind of like organize your thoughts because there's probably gonna be a lot of notes as well in there. Um, yeah, no, it's a really cool idea. I like that. What are you thinking? Are you thinking of it being like a web app or that kind or some kind of thing? Cool. Yeah, no, it's a good idea. Yeah. Suggestions for steps that you might miss. Yeah. Yeah, like inferring certain things. Yeah, like you can use AI for that. I think it's a good idea. Like to ask ChatGPT, like, hey, like what, just like feed it a template. Yeah, it's a good idea. And then like you can just like even generally just like it would be cool to have like a a goal, right? Like like start a start a dry cleaning business, and then have a single goal, and then like ask the app to like break that into multiple steps. Be like, oh, like you can just like right click, and there's an option saying like, oh, break this into like 5 steps, and then like it'll automatically break it down into 5 steps, and like into goals. And if you don't like the way it broke down the 5 steps, you can like regenerate the 5 steps or whatever, and then you can do that with every single one of the steps too. Um, it's a mosquito. It's flying around, buzzing around my ear. But yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, and it learns from other steps people use. Yeah, that'd be cool. That's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. Like just like I think that's a huge problem with a lot of things nowadays, especially is like people kind of like people don't know how to get someplace because it seems just way too out there. But if like people saw how manageable it actually was with the proper guidance, like really taking something, breaking down into steps is akin to almost having like a mentor in a sense. Because like if you have a mentor, they can give you like life advice and like advice like that is um, curated to your situation, um, and then like you're able to like figure out like, oh, like this is like the next step. All right, so it's kind of like like almost like a mentor in that sense. Have you seen Goblin Tools to do list? It's kind of like that. No, I haven't. Yeah, because some people feel like they're so far away from a big goal without acknowledging that they're doing, like acknowledging everything they're doing to get it there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I think it's like the sub goals beneath that big goal, right? Are goals in themselves. So if you achieve one of those sub goals, like you are still you're still winning, right? Um, like you just choose what goal you want to achieve. Like, but you're still like in pursuit of that goal, you're still achieving goals, right? That are smaller goals towards that goal. And one of those smaller goals could also be someone's main goal as well, right? And you could just like like you could just be like you could just like achieve it and not even consider that the fact that you've even achieved a goal that is someone else's goal. Um, if that makes any sense. So it's like a lot of it is like perspective too. It's like, and like showing, you know, showing you that, you're putting the work and you're doing the things that are necessary to do a certain thing. And yeah. Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So next stream, I'm trying to might do a stream pretty soon. Actually, I'm getting really into a Geoguesser, and so I feel like I might do a Geoguesser stream at some point, or series of streams actually at some point. I gotta figure out my mic situation and set up like my OBS situation still, but yeah, I feel like I might do that. So maybe not by the next stream because I'm thinking of streaming in like maybe like a week or two or like 2 weeks or something like that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to pop by and like tell us what you've done, you know. Trying to start a project now where for the first time the sub goals themselves just feel so huge the overall project might be impossible. Hard to get the motivation. Wow, I'm tired. Hard to get motivated to sit down and work when live is busy. Yeah, life is busy. Yeah, we got to break down the sub goals into more sub goals. Just sub goal it up. Yeah, I've been getting really into Geoguesser. Geoguesser is so sick. Like I don't know if it's like I know it's pretty popular right now. And I don't even know if like the peak has. I think we've probably passed the peak. I'm always like really late on these things. But like I just find GeoGuessr like really fun. A lot of the time for fun, as a way to relax, I would go on like Google Earth or Google Maps and just like drop the guy, street view guy somewhere random and be like, oh, like how does this place look? But yeah, goodbye hedgehog. Next stream, we'll keep you accountable for your we'll ask you what your accomplishments were for the past little while. So you better have something. Um, but yeah, yeah, GeoGuessr is really fun. Been playing that a lot. I've been actually like in terms of places in the world that I've been really liking. I've been like getting into like Patagonia and like southern Chile, like that, like south of South America is really interesting to me because I live in Canada and we are like the northern part of North America, and the nature gets kind of cold here, and the trees start thinning out and that kind of thing, um, because of the weather. And it's like whenever I think of like South America, I think of just like all these like big trees and warm climate. But then when you go far enough the other direction, it starts to look a little like Canada, but it's almost like a surreal Canada, like a weirder Canada. It's like when you have like a painting, but there's just like something slightly off about it, and that's the fact that it's slightly off is more interesting to you than if it was a completely different other painting. That's kind of how I feel about like the south of South America. So I like to explore there right now. Are you cramming strats for identifying places in GeoGuessr or just vibing it out based on intuition? All the pros are like, this is Tasmania because of the small road sign feature. Yeah, I mean, it's very tempting when you're doing playing competitive GeoGuessr to just like read things. Like for me, like the first my first instinct is to just like look at a sign and like just pray that it has like a URL there that says like .co.uk or like .com.cz or something like that, right? Like so because those domain names give away a lot of like what the country actually is. Um, but like I think the real way to play, and it would be cool. It'd be cool if there's like different style. I don't know if there's a style. I haven't gotten too into GeoGuessr yet, but I would be interested to play a GeoGuessr where they just drop you in a random place and it's just nature. Like there's no like there's no street signs or roads or anything. You're just like in the middle of nature. And I find like GeoGuessr the most interesting when you can like for me it's very interesting when you can like just like look at the nature around you and look at like this like the color differences and like just like get a sense of like the plants there and be like okay this is what grows here like here basically. um it's like I find like playing GeoGuessr based on nature like so much like more interesting and like because that's like essentially like the world, right? Like I mean like I think like culture is also very interesting. Like anything that's man-made is also almost like an extension of nature. So like you have certain buildings that are built certain ways in other countries, and that's like influenced by the environment and like the philosophy of the culture that came into that land. So it's also very interesting as well. But like I love just like at the moment I would love just like a pure nature GeoGuessr version. I think that'd be cool. How are you gonna tell Sweden and Finland apart? I don't know. And the other thing is like with nature, that's like there's probably gonna be like a pretty big variance or like or higher degree of variance. Like I don't know if you'll be able to get things like 100%. Um, cat herd, please bring the cat on stream, please. I was randomly scrolling shorts and got the stream recommended. We used to know each other IRL. It's a small world, haha. Hope you're doing well. Delta F1. Interesting. Who I'm now really curious who you are. I don't know. What's if you're not comfortable like DMing me your name here, like feel free to like message me or uh yeah, cuz I'll be cool. Delta F1. Yeah, I'll check out I can't check your channel right now, but work together on co-op. Oh, interesting. Okay. Damn. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I've worked with like multiple people on co-op, so I'll have to. But I think I have an idea. Um, yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. Hope you're doing well too. Thanks for popping by. Uh, we, so they want cat. You guys want cat? All right. I'll try to get you guys the cat for a second. One second. Oh God. Oh God. No. 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 Yeah, she's like, nah, not feeling it today. And she's gone. That was a fun few seconds. Uh, I think I heard that the Google Maps Street View camera just had a faint green tinge or something for a lot of, and then the pros use something I had to tell. Yeah, I don't like metagaming like that. When you have to metagame about like the Google Google Maps Street View like car camera and like little like the fact that it's just like either like blurry in certain places or like has a weird like tint. I don't know. That's just like yeah. The whole point of GeoGuessr for me is to like it's like given all these inconsistencies didn't exist, like all these artifacts of like recording a place didn't exist, and it was just like a pure like you were just there. Like how well can you identify that place? So I think when someone's using that, it's like when someone's like relying on those little meta strategies, it's kind of like a little bit of a cop out for me. Like it's really impressive. Like you have to be on another level to actually like use those, but like to me, it kind of defeats the point of the game. Guessing the wrong side of Russia takes you back significant points. Yeah, it's true. I mean, how many time zones does Russia have? I was looking at Russia the other day. I'm like, dude, this is like, I mean, Canada's a pretty wide country in terms of like we're like we have a lot of wide real estate. Um, and I think the maximum time difference from coast to coast is 4.5 difference. So like when it is when it is 9 a.m. in Vancouver, in St. John's, all the way to the east in Newfoundland, Labrador, it's 1:30. That's 4.5 hour difference. But Russia is probably like I'm guessing like six, probably six to be honest, from like the most easternmost point to the most westernmost point. Oh, that's true. That's true. U.S. has Hawaii too, actually. So I think Hawaii probably has more of a time zone difference than Canada has. Because I know Alaska is uh like is one behind Vancouver's. So if Vancouver's 9 a.m., Alaska is 8 a.m. And then Hawaii is probably like 7 a.m. Is it a little earlier than Alaska even? Yeah, I'm a gamer. I play Geoguesser. What can I say? Yeah, I'm such a gamer, guys. These are my three top games. I'm not even joking. These are my three top games. Tetris, um, chess, and Geoguesser. Those are my top games. Love them. And also, you can't go wrong with foosball and pool. Am I right? Um, a Scottish fold is she a Scottish fold? I have no idea. I'm really bad with cat species. So my parents' cat. I would die for her. I would die for her too. She's too cute. We have like this basket near the front of the house, and she's always chilling there in the basket. And it's kind of like I imagine to be kind of like slightly uncomfortable, but she like loves it somehow. Russia has a small part in Central Europe as well. Yeah, they have uh, what's that? I should know this. Know this land. How what it was called. But yeah, it's like next to Poland, I think. Um, are you older than Greg? No, I am younger, but we're brothers, so there's enough of a space. Uh, I think I counted like 11 time zones for Russia. Damn, 11 time zones. That's crazy. Imagine being 27 years old. Couldn't be me. I'm 26. Yeah. That's what I thought yesterday, too. I was like, I'm never turning 27. I'll be 26 forever and ever. In this moment, I'm 26 forever. And then one day comes and you wake up, you're 27 for some reason. And you're like, whoa, okay. Guess I'm 27 now. But I'll be 27 forever and ever. I mean, I have no proof that 27 doesn't exist forever and ever. Maybe 28 doesn't exist. I can only find out if 28 exists if I get to 28. But I'm not 28 yet. So for all I know, 27 is the year that exists forever and ever for me. Mosquitoes. Haha, I'm older than you. So 28 does exist. Whoa. Or maybe you're 27, but maybe you were born earlier on the year. You never know. Don't join the 27 club. Well, I guess I'm in a 27 club. Whether or not I'm joining the 27 club, up to debate. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really feel like it, to be honest, but you never know. You never know. I mean, 27 club is. I don't know what happens in 27. It's gonna be a wild ride. So, better than the alternative. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, 27. So I think 27 is early late 20s now, right? Because you get your early late 20s, so late 20s like 28. That's like your mid late 20s. So 27 is that's early late 20s. And then 29 is your late 20s. So I'm officially in my late 20s. Ooh, saying that is weird. Saying that, honestly, that is actually weird. Late 20s. Ooh. When I was 26, I was fine being in my mid 20s. I was like, I'm in my 20s. It's fine. But being in your late 20s, ooh. I don't know. Oof. That's probably fine. I'll probably get used to it in a few days. You're in your early late 20s. Yes. That's another, yes. Thank God I'm not in my early late 20s, though. You are old. Did I already read this? You are always the oldest you can possibly be at that moment. Yeah. Always. Experiencing any male pattern hair loss yet? Should I show you guys my hairline? I don't know about it. I don't know. Oof, no, I can't. I can't do this. I can't. It's too much. It's too hard. It's too hard to bear. See, right now it's so fun talking to you guys. I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? And we're having this conversation. But if I didn't have this luscious head of hair, you guys would look at me like I'm lower. You guys would be like, oh, I'm not gonna tune into a live stream to a guy that has male pattern baldness who's balding. Huh. It's not happening. Um, uh, okay. All right. Your worse than my command. Ooh. Well, okay. Here's some context. My hairline has always been pretty high up. Even when I was in high school, it looked like I was balding, but it's like Yeah. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I'll just I'll just go full emo Peter Parker. My friend's 34 and went bald because of stress. Yeah, that's a thing. Like it's a I find like if you take care of yourself, like you exercise, you're not stressed. I find like stress. I was reading about it. It's a huge indicator of like if you're gonna bald. It's like stress is it's like really bad for balding, which is interesting. Began developing a bald patch on the back of my head in my early 20s before I started transitioning it. It is so before I started transitioning. It is so over for me. It's fine. It's fine. The thing is, there's always like wait. I feel like I don't know. Like everyone loses hair over time. Like both man and woman. It's just a fact of life. You know, so it's fine. It's fine. I feel like and the thing about like balding though is like what I found is that like my hair is getting uh like there's a little bit of hair falling out and it's getting like more sparse. Right, there's not like it's not as dense, it's not as thick as it once was. But then I get like adjusted. Like every single time I realize that it's a little less thick, I get it I'm like, oh no. But then like I kind of like get used to it, and so I just kind of like little by little accept the fact that I'm like balding over time because like I have these like nightmares where like I wait like in my dream I'm pulling out like massive clumps of hair and I'm like just like all like bald all at once, and that to me is like frightening. But like when it's happening to you very slowly, and also I feel like time has a way of like making you like not stress out about like certain inevitable parts of life. It's like you bald, but like you don't see a lot of people about the fact they're bald unless it's like a pathological thing. Like I feel like most people just accept it. There's like a subset that are like, oh no, like I'm bald and I gotta fix it. I gotta go to Turkey. I gotta get like some hair surgery thing. But I think most people just accept it. Okay, I'm gonna be back in a minute. I have 4% left, so I'm gonna grab my charger. Damn. Saved by the charger. I have 2% left. But now we're charging. We're good. I feel like a lot of online people are really obsessed with hair loss as a derogatory thing in the past few years, last few years. Yeah, there's my friend Art Chad Brogan made a video about the black pill that people are just like accepting certain aspects of their existence as like, their physical appearance as like, oh, I'm like inferior in this like it's just all becoming so like Darwinist. It's like, oh, you have like, you have a flaw. It's like, okay, you can't overcome that flaw, or you can't like, use something else to you know, to prop yourself up as a person. Like they're not viewing life holistically, like, oh, you're a being with like, different aspects to you. They're just like, oh, how if you're like your nose is slightly crooked, or you're like your facial symmetry is slightly off, like it's over for you. Like it's over. Like, um, but it's honestly like, who cares? Um, uh, I feel like older women fear gaining hair more than losing it. I guess in like, not we're not talking about like the scalp though, right? Like we're talking about other places. Guys act like balding is a death sentence, but there's good-looking bald dudes. Yeah, it's true. The thing is, like, not every bald guy is like. I feel like a lot of guys are just meant to have some hair. Like, I feel like, I don't, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to say like, being bald inherently bad or anything, but I just think like from an aesthetic standpoint, like some guys look better when they're bald, and then some guys look better when they have hair. And then there's some guys who unfortunately would look better with hair, but then have male pattern baldness. And a lot of guys, what they do to change that, for example, is to go to the gym, get jacked, or make themselves look different. Um, but yeah, there's always a way out. I think it's if you're a guy growing bald, I don't think it's honestly like not realistically not that bad, unless you're like an actor or something, and like you're getting paid for your look. If you're or like a model or something, then it might be you know bad. But pay attention to the back of your head. That shit crept up on me because I never looked back there. Oh boy, I'm scared. Well, do you guys want to see the back of my head? I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's back there. Every single time I go to the barber, and they give me like a haircut. At the end of the haircut, they always like take out that mirror, and they always like show me like the back of my head and like what how good of a job they did. And I'm always like, wow, okay, that's cool. Like the back of my, I'm always like, okay, that's cool. You gave me a haircut, but the crazy thing for me is like seeing the back of my head, like in actuality, like as I never see the back of my head. I was like, I think the only time I see the back of my head is when I'm at a barber's, and like they're just like showing off their work to me, and I'm like, whoa, okay, so that's how the back of my head looks like. Yeah, Art Chad is amazing. If you guys don't know Art Chad, go check him out. He's really cool. I saw his growth. He's a little YouTuber with like a few videos to like, who he is now. And he's always been really smart guy. Really really fun to talk to, really engaging, very deeply motivated. Um yeah, he's like really cool. Yeah, go check his content out if you guys haven't watched this stuff yet. I remember when he was Sea Salt Moses. Yeah, yeah. I did kind of a weird podcast. I did have had two episodes of the Chloe cast, And the first one I ever did was with Sea Salt Moses with Brogan. Um, yeah, still up on my channel if you guys want to check it out. But it's kind of weird because I'm in this green screen suit and like I don't know, it's like a weird, it's a very weird interview. Um, but it's like it's pretty cool. I'm really glad that exists now that he's like famous because that's like you can see where he was before and like his views before as well and kind of compare that to who he is now. And I think it's a pretty cool piece of history. Why are you called Cloy? There's a simple answer to that question. You gotta look in reverse. Um, I should go watch more Brogan videos. I usually just see his pod with Greg. Yeah, yeah, the HSD pod, the Horseshoe Theory podcast. Really, really cool stuff. A lot of really cool guests on it. Yeah, like they're really crushing it with the whole podcast thing. Um, like I didn't realize it's gonna take off as well as it did, and like the consistency is like really good as well. Like they're really consistent on the editing and like the uploading um and yeah, they're reaching new heights with that. They're actually gonna do a show in Toronto if you guys are in Toronto at this time in in 9 days now. I think it's on the 22nd, and they're doing a political compass debate thing with the horseshoe theory. So they're gonna have each person debating their side from each of the four quadrants. Um, and yeah, you guys should check it out if you're in Toronto. Want to see something cool? When is Chloe touring Australia? I've actually, ironically, been wanting to go to Australia for a really long time. Been wanting to go to that side of the world, to New Zealand, Australia. The thing is, it's really far, and with work and everything, I gotta plan it out. But I'm thinking maybe like maybe next year, maybe like the springtime or something. That'd be cool. Take off for like 3 weeks because the flight there alone is gonna be like a day from where I live, which is on the in Ottawa, Canada. It's like the east side of North America, so it's kind of the other side of the world. So I'd have to like take off serious time for that to make it worth. But yeah, it'd be cool to check out that side of the world and what you guys are up to. It's very interesting to me because you guys are like an English speaking country, but it's like in this weird side of the world where you know, like all the English speaking countries are like, for me, it's like, oh, you have North America, then you have like the UK, right? It's fairly close. The Atlantic Ocean isn't like that huge. But then you have on the other side, way other side, in the southern hemisphere as well, you get Australia and you get New Zealand, which is crazy. English speaking as well. It's wild. I saw the channel recommended before I knew it was Greg's channel. Which channel are you talking about? HSD Pod? Hmm. But yeah, um, yeah, Toronto's cool. A lot of cool people there. You got Drag, you got Archad, a lot of other cool YouTubers there. I go to Toronto pretty often actually. It's a fun place to be, very inspiring place to be. It's really cool to be around so many talented and motivated folk that are trying to do something great. Horseshoe theory. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's such a yeah. It's such a distinct like the Horseshoe Theory podcast is just so distinctly like our Chad and Greg as well. Like it's just so distinctly them in how they talk. It's pretty cool. It's like unlike a lot of other things that exist. So if you're like in that sphere, you're gonna you're gonna get a lot of those kind of things. Chagan, what are you saying? Hindi bolo. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know if this is English you're speaking. Bahart. I have no idea. I don't know what that is. I have not a single clue. And then up there, you're also saying no Hindi. Hindi bolo. Hindi. No Hindi. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, man. Bart, you mean like Bart Simpson? Bart Simpson from The Simpsons? I'm gonna go log off now and be productive, starting with doing the dishes. Baller stream as always, Chloe. Yeah, baller participation from your end as well, Paige. Yeah, nice to see you here. And yeah, I should probably leave soon too. A big day tomorrow. Don't want to stay up too late. Um, yeah, yeah, I might log off. But yeah, cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Didn't expect such a turnout at this hour. Nice for you guys to accommodate my 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 decaying body as we discuss various things. But yeah, we'll do these streams more soon. Play some Geoguesser, and yeah, cool. Until next time.